This is my youth pastor. This is the Government Project. I have a question for you. What does the law say about posting the Ten Commandments in our country's courthouse?
There's several different things that you could go on saying about this, but specifically, the law defines the First Amendment, the separation of church and state, and that's a great law. I believe it's a great law because I believe that the state would try to tell the church what to do. So it gives us, in legalities and different things, it gives us the opportunity to be separate, the church to be separate from the state. So in the First Amendment, the law is that anything that has to do with church or religious liberties or anything like that, I believe, I hope this is right, I think that that you cannot post it in a school or a public building. Several years back there was a big argument. I can't remember if it was in Oklahoma or Alabama, where they tried to post it in the courthouse and they said no. I know where I'm from in Oklahoma, they're right now fighting over placing a satanic statue downtown by the government building. And so there's a lot of problems when it comes to this, but when you say separation of church and state, talking about religion or whatever, any kind of religion or any kind of religious liberty, that they have to be separate, that the church and the state are two completely different things, and I'm glad for that. Me personally, as a minister of the gospel, I'm glad for that. So the First Amendment, I would say that no, that you cannot post anything in any kind of government building or school. Even though it's a public school, you still can't push your beliefs on someone else because of what our state legislation and what our state is abiding by in the amendments of the Constitution.
All right, thank you.
All right. Good.
Okay. What is your opinion on posting the Ten Commandments in our country's courthouses? Do you think it should be allowed or do you think it should not be allowed? Mom?
My opinion is that I think it should be allowed.
Okay, why is that?
I think that it's one of the things that it's part of how America was founded and how we came up with our principles and our morals and our values. And as long as it's not used in making decisions of the court, I think that it's just a part of our heritage.
Okay. What's your opinion, Chad?
A president has to swear to his oath at his inauguration with his hand on what?
Bible.
When you testify in a court of law and you are talking under oath to the court, what do they make you do? What's the process that you have to do before you can open your mouth?
Well, don't you have to put your hand on the Bible and swear that you won't lie, kinda?
Yep.
Okay. On this green money that I should have in my pocket, legal tender, what does it say?
In God we trust.
That's right.
Okay. If our moral compass is so off its navigational point that we can't publish the basis for some of the most simple things that we have in this world, which is right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two simplest, black and white, right and wrong.
Right.
You agree with that? Then substantiate it in the courthouse, not just in my wallet, not just on file.
Yeah, I agree.
So you think that it should be in there, definitely?
Well, I know it should be in there.
Right.
Okay.
If it's not in there, I don't want to see. Don't you pop another right hand up and swear to anything, unless you know what you're swearing to.
That's right.
That was deep. That was a good answer. Okay, now, if you had to guess, what do you think the correct answer to that question is? What do you think the law actually does say about it?
I think it's probably on a case-by-case basis, and different states do different things, and it's probably not fully decided yet what to do.
Would you agree with
I
that?
don't think they've decided what to do about it.
Would you agree with
Judge
that?
Roy Moore put a stone with the Ten Commandments engraved in it outside the courthouse. Outside the courthouse in Alabama, in Montgomery. And people who shouldn't have an opinion made a decision to take that away. Now that's tearing the moral and the moral fabric of our society when we are so offended by the will of God,
That's right.
God's laws, the laws that were here well before the ones that are jurisprudence.
So, well, basically, Mom, you got it right. Basically, the law, they had different Supreme Court cases that ruled different ways. Some of them ruled that you could, and some ruled that you can't. And the latest decision was basically that it was to be decided on a case-to-case basis. Because you got the First Amendment that says nothing can be done to prohibit the freedom of religion and exercise thereof.
Right.
Which there's two sides of that coin. You also can't promote unfairly in your religion. So a lot of people
Right.
think that by posting the Ten Commandments, they're unfairly promoting Christianity. But also, our country was founded on Christianity, so
Right.
The freedom of religion,
That's right.
not just Christianity in itself, but it was a place where everybody, the persecution of the society because they did not worship who the dictatorship or who the monarchy said you will worship. Look, if somebody told me I have to go to the same restaurant all the time, I would be very unhappy with that. Okay, so here we have it's like it's a virtual, what do they call them, mini malls, what do they call food courts of the world.
That's right. It's like saying it's okay for organizations.
What does the law say about posting the Ten Commandments in our country's courthouse?
From what I understand, the First Amendment says that they can't make a law prohibiting a religion, but at the same time, they can't prefer one religion over another. And I feel like if you put that in a government building, if you put the Ten Commandments in a government building, then it would be promoting another religion, which is basically taking the First Amendment and saying nope. So that's what I'm thinking.
All right, what about you?
What was the question?
The question was...
Okay, Ten Commandments in
Yeah.
the courtroom. Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to start off by saying that Ten Commandments should be in the courtroom. So, because, like our government is based off Ten Commandments. It's based off the...
All right.